Hello friends, it's Wendy here, and I would like to take just a few moments to share my thoughts about 3 special events that are happening tomorrow, Thursday, October 31st. First special event, it will be my 58th birthday. Yay! So I'm very proud of that. I love celebrating my birthday, and I'm here in Melbourne, so lots of loved ones around me. Now, October 31st is also famous for being Halloween. Because I live in America, I see the celebrations of Halloween everywhere, but I'm noticing Halloween's really taken off in Australia, and I'm seeing lots of fun displays of pumpkins and spiderwebs and all the spooky stuff, you know. But the issue is, Halloween is actually originally the festival of Samhain. Samhain is an ancient Celtic festival. It's celebrated midway between the autumn equinox and midwinter solstice. So it's an autumn festival. And, you know, the whole point of following the seasonal festivals is to align ourselves with the energies of nature. So Samhain, Halloween, is all about honoring our beloved dead. It's when the veils between the world of the living and the world of the dead are thin, and so we can make contact more easily. So that aligns with the energies of autumn, the letting go, the falling leaves, the preparing for winter. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful festival. Days are getting shorter and colder, and that misty loveliness of autumn, season of mists and mellow fruitfulness, as Keats said. Keats was also born on October 31st, so he had that Scorpio understanding of this season. So that's Samhain in the Northern Hemisphere. But in the Southern Hemisphere, it is springtime and everything's lovely. You can see this beautiful springtime light coming through this window, and there's so many flowers out, and it's pretty and lovely. Winter has come before, and now it's time to awaken. So it is the festival of Beltaine tomorrow, the opposite festival to Samhain. Samhain and Beltaine always coexist. 6 months from now, it will be Beltaine, May Day, in the Northern Hemisphere, but it will be Samhain. 1st of May is Samhain in the Southern Hemisphere. So these are the festivals that honour the energies of life and death. Beltaine is the time when symbolically the goddess and the god come together as lovers to continue the creation of life. So it's beautiful and sexy and joyous. It's when we dance the maypole, and that's what's happening here. That's what nature is telling us this time of year is here in the Southern Hemisphere. So I shall be having a Beltaine birthday, and my friends back home in New Mexico will be celebrating Samhain. Even if they're just celebrating Halloween and all its commercial craziness, it's still honoring that time. All the honoring of the dead, all the spooky stuff is saying this is part of life too, this part of letting go. So it's a bit of a conundrum here in the Southern Hemisphere, because it's fun to celebrate these things. I think it's great that there's a celebration of underworld energies, the energies of death, and it'd be really cool if that celebration happened in autumn rather than spring. Anyway, so I am all up for people celebrating. You know, this is not like, oh, don't celebrate Halloween. I love the idea of dress-ups and parties and all that. But I've been practicing paganism for over 30 years now. And early on, I tried to resist, because I liked Halloween so much and having a Halloween birthday. I tried to resist that shift to Beltaine. But once I did, it was great. Parties are just as fun. So whatever you're celebrating, Beltaine in the Southern Hemisphere, Samhain in the Northern Hemisphere, or even if you're celebrating some Halloween in the Southern Hemisphere, just remember that that's good and that's fun, but it's definitely not part of the pagan path to honour Halloween in springtime. It's an autumn festival. So for those of us, the reason that I love to honour the festivals of the wheel of the year, the solstices and equinoxes and days in between them, those 8 sacred days, is they help me feel grounded and aligned and in flow with nature. So even if you do celebrate Halloween, maybe take a moment just to remember it's springtime, and It's Beltaine. It's a time for awakening. It's a time for opening to the sensual beauty of springtime. So now I'm going to sing two songs. One is for Beltaine here in the Southern Hemisphere, and it's called Beltaine. It's a love song. It's from my very first album. Take a step beyond the circle that entices, but passion is tempered with fear. A song of being mistaken. Trust me, I'm feeling my senses awaken. All that is real we have yet to discover. So be my lover, days will echo. Rapturous night we will slowly uncover. When you're my lover, reason will dance like a fool. I feel like I stepped beyond the circle through the center of a star. La 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 la. To live within the same dream you are. La 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 la. That's half of the Beltaine song, because half the world is Beltaining, and the other half, you Northern Hemisphere folks, are Samhaining. So now a song for the underworld. This song is called Underworld. It's from my Persephone album. And in the myth of Persephone, the beautiful maiden goes down into the underworld at the autumn equinox and eats the sacred seeds of the pomegranate and aligns herself with those underworld energies, and in doing so gains all the wisdom of the underworld and becomes its queen. So what is the wisdom of the underworld? It's the wisdom that within death is life, within life is death. Samhain is a time for honouring our beloved dead. So if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, I really wish you were deep and gentle, sacred, Samhain, connecting, allowing yourself some tears of loss, of grief if you need to, remembering that we have this ancestral line that has brought us here. The death of our ancestors has allowed us to be here right now. That's Northern Hemisphere. Southern Hemisphere, joyful, sexy, flowery, roses, celebration that we are alive right now, and it's amazing. Okay, underworld. Here within the land of shadow, here within the palace of bone, here the darkness rearranges, here the crucible of changes. Here within the land of shadow, here within the palace of bone, here the queen within the darkness, Persephone upon her throne. Now the shadow shines in the palace of bone. Now the queen within the darkness the ruby queen upon her throne. Happy Beltaine, happy Samhain, happy Halloween if that's what you celebrate. Yeah, I'm in Australia for another month or so. I have one more Melbourne show, 15th of November at Bar 303 in Northcote. On Friday, I head to Perth for the Sisterhood Rising Festival. Then I also have a house concert and a magical voice workshop in Perth. Then I head to Adelaide for gigs with Spiral Dance on Saturday night. And then concert in Adelaide on the 10th and a workshop as well. Check it all out on my website. Everything's there. A couple more Melbourne workshops of the magical voice too. I'd love to see you there, but mostly happy Beltaine, happy Samhain, and happy birthday to me! Yay! Blessed be.